Hello, all haters. Welcome to Friday night at Morty's Diner. Well, I'll tell you. Wow. Amazing stuff. Absolutely amazing. Oh, man. Well, tonight's show is entitled Hello, All Haters, Part 4. Friday night at Morty's Diner. All right. Well, let's get it started. Now we have some viewers here. Good evening, one you. Gampers. Morty, pretty early to be futzing with marzipan and other holiday delights, no? It's always time for marzipan. Gampers. Has the diner skipped Halloween and Thanksgiving and already decked out with Kris Kringle and Mrs. Claus? No, not at all. But Christmas stuff is already in all the stores. It's unbelievable. So, hey, GD, good evening. 20 pesos from Argentina. Thank you, GD, channel member. Hey, good evening, Spring. What if I'm not a hater? Should I stick around? Absolutely. Yeah, that's okay. Glad to have you. How does it feel to be $2 billion richer? Who, me? Oh, GD. Well, right. Or was it? I think it was 20 billion. Spring, it's a good thing Argentina doesn't have any oil, or else Trump would claim your country is the biggest drug cartel. Ooh, boy. Oh, boy. Here we go. Starting right off. Right. GD. We do have oil, Spring, plus the fourth biggest shale oil reserves in the world. Our state-controlled oil and gas company is called YPF. And the 20 billion is conditional. At least that's what I've heard. It depends on Milei winning the next legislative election so he can maintain governability. Well, he has very good English, for an Argentine guy. Better than some Americans. Better than the English level of some Americans I've encountered around these parts. Good job, GD. Trump doesn't want to risk those 20 billion falling into the hands of the leftists that could win the majority of Congress. Hey, right. Holy crap, it's Tommy. Wow. Whatever you do, don't tell Trump you guys have oil. Yeah, of course it's me, Tommy. I'm here. Been here for 7 years. The Morty's Diner. Oh, there are probably many Morty's Diners, but tonight, this is the Morty's Diner on YouTube. Tommy Mortimer, the glass suit PML will be here in a few days. Congratulations on your expensive purchase. I know you'll enjoy it. Fantastic. That was Panamatic Lunar. Is that what it was called? Okay. Spring asked a great question last night. What is there a watch that if somebody gave me, I would ditch my Victorinox and make that watch my EDC? And it certainly wouldn't be a Rolex. My everyday watch. And I said, yes, there is. It's the Glasuta Original Senator Excellence 40 mil. I've seen that. I saw that in person at a dealer, and I think it's $10,000. It doesn't look like much, but to me, it looks great. And or one similar to that, but yeah, that I would do that. Okay, I forgot to make a screenshot of that picture. So the U.S. is constantly worried about foreign interference in our elections, but Trump is basically telling the Argentinian voters that if they want 20 billion, they better vote for Milei. Well, that's an interesting perspective. GD, 100 pesos. Morty's been on a roll, baby. We got 11 people watching, one of which is the loudmouth lurker. Well, he hates me and he loves me. and he can't stop thinking about me. It's amazing. GD, that's exactly right, Spring. Might not work. Hostility toward the U.S. is strong here. Milei is being treated like Trump's marionette. Wow. It's a ETTE, but we're not going to get picky. But great choice of words. Yeah, lurkers are always here. And the haters. Let's define fascism. Don't you love those videos where they're interviewing Antifa fanatics, in Portland or wherever, and the channel host of whatever YouTube channel is says, what is fascism? And the person starts screaming and yelling and calling him a fucking Nazi. And you go, well, can you define fascism? And you go, fuck you, because they can't. But anyway, doesn't matter. They're paid to be there, so they don't have to know what anything means. Tommy has reached the Mondami inner circle. Wow. Wow, okay. We should get Canadian oil. The hosers are a drug cartel. Well, listen, Dr. Bob, when Alberta and Saskatchewan become their own countries, Trump will be making trade deals with them that'll, just be phenomenal. Yeah. Hey, hello, Jock. Morning, Morty and Jock. I found that the Three Stooges film from the 1940s that I wanted to tell you about. I posted it on my posts page. If you just go to my YouTube page, Morty's Diner, but if you just go to YouTube and put in Three Stooges, Scotched in Scotland, that's the title of it. I saw that when I was a kid, and it was absolutely hysterical. Well, if you're 5 years old, so you might enjoy it a lot. You might get some laughs. So it's called the Three Stooges, Scotched in Scotland. It's a 20-minute, one of their 250 movies, whatever. And check it out, anybody. It's one of their classics. Scotched in Scotland. Okay. Dr. Bob's Nightmare. We should get... Yes, right. Okay. Very good. Morty, you'll be fine with the beautiful Globe. Globemaster was terrific. Is terrific, yeah. Spring. GD, thank your fellow countrymen for the great wines and beef. Morty needs a G-Shock. No, they're too big. The G-Shocks are too big and bulky. Yeah. Yeah, Jock, fantastic. I really hope you'll take a look at it. I know you're busy, but just give it a quick look and save it for later. Scotched in Scotland, the Three Stooges. All right. They do the whole Scotland thing. It's really funny, especially, like I said, if you're a little tiny kid, 5 years, 6 years old, or anybody, Anyway, okay, so let's get it started here. 20 people watching. Fantastic. How about a thumbs up or a thumbs down, everyone? Help support the channel with a thumbs up or a thumbs down. And let's get started. Whoa, look at this, GD. The loudmouth, 100 pesos. Thank you for the channel support. The loudmouth lurker claims to hate this show, but he watches every single one on one of his 10 screens in his padded room. Well, I think you're probably right. Yeah, and Drekovac. What was the Serbian pronunciation? Drekovac. 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 I don't remember. Morty, what evidence do you have that you're hated? How many hours of clips would you like to see to validate that comment there? Right. Well, very good. All right. So, we just dropped down to 16. All right. The lurkers are taking a coffee break. They'll be back. Wow. Let's talk about hate. Hate and viscountness and misogyny. Holy shit. So that other channel had a 6.5-hour hate extravaganza focused on, of course, Morty, and others. And it's just unbelievable because here it is, those people or that guy says Morty's Diner, this guy, Crappy Morty, he gets 2 or 3 people a night who watch his show. Okay, 2 or 3 people. All right. So why would Why would anyone comment all the time, over and over and over, about some tiny little channel that gets 2 or 3 viewers a show? Can anybody answer that? Isn't that just unbelievable? It's unbelievable. All right. And then the latest thing that's been going on is, I'm a vulture scooping up the leads, the big lead, since Watch Nicholas is currently, not doing shows. Yeah, 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 man. I'm scooping up those leads. Last night's show took in $2.20. Oh man, I'm raping and pillaging all those big leads, the Glengarry leads. $2.20. I'm just raking and rolling in the dough, raking it in from the power leads. Unbelievable. Then the other thing is, I'm a vulture, like I've always been a vulture. Vulture. So I've been here for 7 years, doing shows at nighttime and late night, overnight. 7 years. And all of a sudden, when Nicholas disappears takes a few little time off, now I'm the vulture scooping up the leads. I was doing shows this time slot when Nicholas wasn't even in the community. It's unbelievable. So I recorded the 6.5 hour show because I just don't have 6.5 hours to watch viscountness and misogyny. But I'll look at it later in bits, and I'll put it on triple speed and I'll zip through it for any choice moments that I can make clips out of for the clips and commentary, content for later. But it's unbelievable. Unbelievable but true. Thank you very much, GD. Chris F, hey man, 99-cent super sticker. I'm vulturizing Watch Nicholas's power leads, the big leads, with that 99-cent super sticker. Thank you very much, Chris. Okay, Spring. Nicholas has moved up to the North Pole to prepare for Christmas. Hey, I envy him. I'd love to be at the North Pole for Christmas, assuming I had the proper winter gear. I'd love it. Yeah, I mean, the shit, the absolute shit that flows out of, it's unbelievable. Okay, I've said enough. But I'm going to play that 6.5 hour show. I'll put it on. You can actually put things on 4 times speed now. So I'll zip 4 hours, 6.5 hours on 4 times speed. I'll zip through it quickly. And, I'll just save the virulent, cancerous hate clips. Toxic hate clips. And just the lies, the misrepresentations, the distortions, the twists, the twisted truths, and the viscountness. It's absolutely just, it's just unbelievable. Anyway, we'll see how that goes. Hey, Jock. AED, I guess that's Dubai. Thank you very much. 36.99 AEDs. Thank you so much, Jock. We all love our Morty. Thank you, Jock. By the way, when I was at the imports store 2 days ago, again, they had a whole counter it's a whole new product category now in the U.S. Dubai chocolate. And they had a whole end of the aisle thing, like Entenmann's. It was at the end of the aisle. A whole Dubai chocolate display, all different brands and varieties, and beats the absolute shit out of me. What is Dubai chocolate? What is it? And why would Dubai be famous for chocolate? I mean, I don't understand this whole thing. German chocolate, Swiss chocolate, Belgian chocolate, American chocolate, Hershey. British chocolate. Well, British chocolate really sucks, but, Cadbury's, but it's unbelievable. Dubai chocolate. And I'm really wondering, I would like to sit there by that display and see, does anybody buy Dubai chocolate? Because it's expensive. I mean, it's higher price. They go, why would anybody want to buy it? Nobody here knows what it is. Nobody. So, like, why would, unless they're from Dubai, I mean, why would anybody say, Dubai chocolate? I think I'll try a package. I think I'll buy a chocolate bar, $10. I'll try it. It's Campers. That's a whole show. Dubai chocolate. It's very big in New York now. Really? Yeah. I mean, I've never seen it up until the last couple of months. It's in every supermarket now. But this import store had actual, an end of the aisle display of Dubai chocolate, and it's just very strange. Japan has phenomenal chocolate, products, but yeah, okay. It's maybe that is a show because I don't understand this whole Dubai chocolate thing. John, there's a hookah in Iraq was on patrol and took a hit. I think it was not just tobacco. I'm sure. Yeah, well, you don't know what it was, right? It's unbelievable, but it's true, right? It seems like some sort of hay inside the chocolate bar. What? Holy shit! Had a very good variety of it the other day. Leonidas makes a very good Dubai chocolate. Campers, are you saying that you bought a Dubai chocolate item? Really? I mean, did you really do that? Leonidas sounds Lithuanian. Lithuanians make Dubai chocolate. No, Leonidas. I've seen that brand. It's Belgian. Belgium is only famous for two things: Jean Claude Van Damme and chocolate, and Audrey Hepburn. And who was that maniacal king from 100 plus years ago? A king, absolute tyrant, despot, maniac. What the hell was his name? Leopold. King Leopold? Was that the guy? An absolute degenerate, inbred mutant monarch. I mean, was that his fucking name? I gotta look this up. Things he did are just King Leopold. Was that the guy? That's the guy. Leopold II of Belgium. Let me look this up. Was that the guy I'm thinking of? Second king of the Belgians from 1865 to 1909, and founder and sole owner of the Congo Free State. Can you believe this? From 1885 to 1908. I think that's the king I'm thinking of. The guy I'm thinking of. Ludwig would be a German guy probably, but what an absolute! I can't. He's so evil. I can't even talk about him. So anyway. Belgian Lithuanians make Dubai right, got it. It's good refrigerated. Basically, it's chocolate with a pistachio crunch, like a Twix. Only Twix has the caramel crunch. It's okay. So it's a chocolate. It's chocolate with pistachio crunch in the middle. So that's what Dubai chocolate is. Well, chocolate and pistachio go together great. But damn, damned if I'm gonna pay $10 for a package of Dubai chocolate. Now, if Ritter makes a pistachio chocolate, then I would buy that because that's less than $4.99, and it's a proven, heritage German product. The brand FIX is the genuine Dubai chocolate. It's shit. It's not a we. It's not a we. It's shit. It's shit. Not worth all the hype. Got it. Okay, I'm not going to buy that crap. Okay. I think they pulled a Spanish Inquisition on Leopold. He did some bad shit. I mean, the guy was just one of the worst people in history. He did some bad shit, but not as bad as the historians claim. Wow, that's very interesting. I mean, anyway. Oh, no. What is this? Is this really Marcello? Let me do a quick double check here. It's Marcello time. Holy cow. Holy cow. Hello, Marcello. Well, that's something. What does he do? Well, okay, Jock. J-O-K. Very good. Maybe honey too. Not really sure. I decided not to. Right. Well, that makes sense. They target New York gourmet shops for stocking Dubai chocolate. And this import shop, of course. Yeah. I would like to know who in Dubai is creating and marketing the international Dubai chocolate trade. There must be a whole marketing campaign in Dubai of a whole commission of people, coming up with this product and marketing it internationally. It's unbelievable. One U. Yeah, I think that was his spelling of jock. Right. Okay. It's close enough. All right. I have no idea. No idea. Why don't you contact him? I don't know. Ask him directly. Marcelo needs to move into the 21st century. We demand Marcelo space time. Whoa, boy, oh boy. What the hell am I doing? I can't get this. There we go. It's too complicated. So let me catch up here. Great. Yeah, right. Okay, got it. Okay. Another 100 pesos from Argentina. Thank you, GD. Happy birth month. Right. Happy birth year. Right. Marcelo, why ask when you already know, baby? Well, that's a clever observation. Right. Hello, Frank B. Okay, I put up the invite link. There it is. So if anybody, of the 99.9% out there who are welcome to join the channel, hop on anytime if you're interested. Thank you. Okay, Gampers, we got it. Chris F., thank you very much. $1.99 super sticker, channel member. Thank you for the support. Those pesos are part of Trump's bailout of Argentina. Well, let's put it all in perspective. Biden, meaning Obama, didn't he give Ukraine $84 billion? Or was it more than that? Biden doesn't know what he did. He has no idea. He just wants his oatmeal and changes diapers. His depends. But, so Obama gave Ukraine over $84 billion. Incredible. Marcelo needs a job. No, we have a good staff. We're fully staffed. Thank you. Maybe it's a topic for a conversation, to be honest with you. I don't really know. What's a topic? Dubai chocolate? I don't know. I've seen some Israeli chocolates at the supermarket and the import store. I tried one of them. I don't remember the brand. It was okay, but there's brands of chocolate from lots of countries. Probably not North Korea. Nobody there could afford a chocolate bar. Only the elite. But I wouldn't buy North Korean chocolate if it were available. But anyway, okay. So I got a flu shot today, if anyone's wondering, and went very well. I didn't pass out, and I do it every year. And the 2 years I didn't do it, I got terrible cases of the flu. Each time I got a terrible flu. So now, who is Golden Babar? Did you beat your meat one last time at the restaurant? I think that can be assumed. Why would the last day be different than any other day at the restaurant? Well, no, you see, Chris F., the chocolate all comes from different countries. Like when you buy German coffee brands, they don't grow coffee beans. The coffee beans aren't growing in Germany. They get them from other countries, and then they roast them and cook them and process them and can them and bottle them and then ship them all over the world. But they're a German product in that regard. Same like a Rolex watch. They import all kinds of parts from China and then they assemble them all in Switzerland and they say it's a Swiss watch, but it actually comes from China. So some people have rumored, alleged. So I've bought a brand of coffee from an instant coffee from Spain. It's really good, but the beans aren't growing there. They get them from, wherever they import the beans from. So that was a stupid question. Grow up. Okay. It's a flavor explosion. Absolutely right. Aging the meat. Right. Okay. Right. Got it. What was this here? Do the Israeli chocolates pack a punch like their pagers? And the reply is, that's a very stupid question. Grow up. Grow up, Spring. Well, Golden Bobbers is GD. Is that who he is? It might be. I'm not. I don't know. All right. Let's continue. Let's see here. Golden Bobber is cool. The real Bobbers is busy. He's got his nose up. Right. Okay. GD, you're Golden Babar. Marcella, who are you talking to? Exactly right. Yeah. Well, all right. 25 viewers, and the invite link is up. And so I got my flu shot today. And I took a very nice walk. I opened up a new bank account today at a new bank, a bank which I really don't like. But they offered get an account now and we'll give you $1,000, one of those promotion things. It was something like deposit $50,000, keep it for 90 days, and we'll give you $1,000 bonus. One of those things. So I said, well, for me to make $1,000 on this channel, that's like 2 years worth of shows. So I thought, okay, I'll do it. But I don't like the bank at all. I hate them. They're awful. Link for right. Yeah, right. Yeah. Chris F, 99-cent super sticker. Thank you again for the support. Baba wants to be unbended. Really? How do you know that? The EDMM, right. You got it, Dirk. I had a Wells Fargo account in LA 40 years ago, 30 years ago. I don't remember. 30 or 40 years ago. The worst bank, maybe the worst bank I've ever used, had an account with. They charge for this is at the time, they charged for everything. So if you wanted to talk to the teller in person, no, if you wanted to call and speak to an agent on the phone, that was a charge. If you wanted to do this, it was a charge. If you wanted to do that, it was a charge. And charge. I said, well, this fucking bank sucks. So I went to their branch in Westwood, and I said, you people fucking suck. And I canceled my account. I took out all $3.50 and said, F you, all of you. This bank is shit. But I put the money in there for 90 days, and then I'll take it out and then, close the account, get the bonus. I've used Chase. I never had any issues with Chase. Wells Fargo, though, was the worst. Yeah. Just my opinion. GD is GD and GB is GB. Hence, GD is GB. Right. Could have been worse, Morty. All banks are doing that shit. Yeah, well, I know, but I mean, it's a free $1,000 bonus. So, I'll do it. Yeah. Citi pays back ATM fees. That's what you need. Citi? Really? Okay. I don't have any ATM fees. Well, I guess I know. I guess I know what you mean. Right. Okay. Why besmirch the name of such a great cartoon with childish crap? What cartoon? Upvote and send monies. Yes, help support the diner. This channel needs help. And, because I'm a vulture, I vulturize all the other channels to get the big donors, the high value donors, so I can make $2.95 on a show like last night. Okay. MT85, good evening. I super chatted AC3 tonight and he ignored it. What the? Well, listen. Buyer beware or donor beware. There are people on YouTube. There are millions of channels where people earnestly deserve channel support. I mean, all kinds of artists and scientists and all kinds of talented people, and they don't get anything. They get a pittance, and then some channels make a fortune for the freak show content. What can I tell you? By the way, I'm not speaking against freak shows. Well, I don't like freak shows. I had freak show content planned a few years ago, but I didn't do it. But I have it all saved. Maybe I'll do a freak show episode because it's pretty interesting. Freaks are popular, you know. Yeah, well, okay. How am I doing? Well, I got the flu shot. I feel fine, and I had a Ritter. I finished the Ritter marzipan chocolate today. Very nice. Give me a give me a 5-minute conversation with it. Yeah, right. Okay, enough of that. So, hey, 30 people. I'm vulturizing all the big donors out there, and yep, fantastic. People like my pseudo intellectual content. I'm the original pseudo intellectual on YouTube. It's true. I got past junior high school, so I'm a pseudo intellectual. Okay, let's move on. What else? What does anybody want to talk about? You want to talk about anything pseudo intellectual? You want to talk about vultures? How about a show about vultures? Anybody ever see a vulture in person? I did at a zoo. They have a role in nature. That's it, right? Yeah, vulturize them, baby. Right. Jimmy, hey, if you offer a quality menu, they will all flock to the diner. Right. Where the fike is Higgy? We need Oktoberfest Gonzo. I wish Higgy was still on the channels. I mean, he's a great panelist. And he had many, dozens of appearances on my show. A lot of Gonzo stuff and the advent calendars, the chocolate festival, not the chocolate, the wintertime shopping marts, outdoor markets. I mean, at Christmas time, just extraordinary stuff. Germany might be just about the best place in Europe for food. I mean, people always talk about French cooking and French food. Well, I mean, there's Italian food, which I don't think anyone can beat Italian food. But Germany it's unbelievable. Maybe with the pastries, cakes, cookies, chocolate. Maybe they're number one. They don't do foo-foo stuff like French macaroons and stuff. They just go hot and heavy into the chocolate and the cakes and the whipped cream and the layers of chocolate and stuff. Okay. Little Dave, can I pay a one-time fee to have my own sandwich? Well, that's interesting. Sandwiches are given out for those who are longtime customers and patrons of the diner, and are held in high esteem. So, for example, we don't have a Jimmy Kimmel sandwich. We don't have a Colbert. What's his name? Colbert, that schmuck on TV. We don't have a Bill Maher sandwich because these people are lowlifes. They can't. They can offer money to be on the celebrity menu, but I'm not taking their money for that. Then again, money talks. If they're the big donors. Mm. I've never had blood pudding. The name sounds awful, but listen, all those English people like it, so I guess I would try it. Well, Dave, we'll see how it goes. GD, I'm a longtime customer and patron, but not held in high esteem. Oh, right, right. Okay. What else can I talk about? So I got 31 people watching, all the viewers that I vulturized, and I guess they're here for the pseudo intellectual content. Let's see. I feel that Dave has some nice sliced roast beef and grilled onions on his Santo. That's very interesting. We don't have a steak sandwich. We have a steak sandwich, but not on the celebrity menu. That's interesting. Yeah. Anyway, I don't hear that loud lady at the coffee shop. Is she here tonight? Yeah, there she is. She's out there. She's out there. Okay. A tri-tip sandwich. The best steak sandwich I have ever had. This is a true story. And when I say that, that's not, of course, it's not a true story, but this is a true story. The best, the greatest, most memorable steak sandwich I ever had was at the Marriott Hotel in San Antonio by the Riverwalk. It was unbelievable. This was a long time ago. And back then, the San Antonio Riverwalk tourist area was really, really nice to hang out and just, sit there and just have margaritas and just relax, man. Oh, it was terrific. But that's true. The Marriott Hotel on the Riverwalk, the most unbelievably great steak sandwich I've ever had. Not that I've had that many, but never had roast beef with onions. Roast beef goes with onions. Of course it does. Yeah. If you need protection from people on these shows, I feel you need a padded room and try to grow some nuts. Sage advice from the Scotsman. Okay. Katie Porter goes to Morty's Diner. No, I would never let that psychotic bitch into my restaurant. Never into the diner. She's the Democrat candidate for governor right now, and she's an absolute psycho mental case. Besides, the usual Democrat pathological liar and all that stuff. He's absolutely deranged. Okay. Golden spicy is the way, my friend. That's correct. Spring, the best hash I had was in Houston. Fresh grilled and chopped roast beef mixed with potatoes. Great. Sounds good. Yeah, liver and onions is the traditional, is the usual combo, but and I've eaten that, but beef liver with onions is really, I mean, come on, it's really nauseating when you think about it. But I guess you can eat it. Well, of course you can eat it, but yeah. Yeah, she's absolutely batshit crazy, right? Yeah, I honestly don't know what bangers and mash is. I think that's sausages and mashed potatoes. So why I don't know why they don't call it sausages with mashed potatoes. They call it bangers and mash. I don't. It's the English thing. I don't know. Hello, Truth. Katie Porter eats humans, like that famous painting of Saturn devouring his son. Wow. Wow, only Jock would know that answer. Well, Fat Windbag Ben, he would know about haggis too, but they're the only two out there who would know what haggis is and have any comment on it. I'm having bangers and mash with homemade onion gravy for lunch later. Well, I guess it's good. Well, there's the answer. Wow. It's isn't it like intestines, pig intestines or cow intestines, and it's like stuffed cow intestines or pig intestines or something like that. And they grill it over a fire and they add spices like Frank Costanza trying to, make the expired meat taste edible, and they add all kinds of shit to it, and I think that's what it is. But it might be good for you. I don't know, but MT85. I think I'm taking the girlfriend to Scotland next year instead of London. Wow, holy cow! What a great idea. Well, I don't know why it's a great idea. I mean, you got to go to London too, but maybe you've been there. There you go. There you go. Organ meats are very good and very bad. Lots of vitamins, but if the beast was exposed to contaminants, they concentrate in the organs. That sounds true. By the way, I found a channel on YouTube just looking around. It's a guy in rural China. Not I mean, it's way out in the country. I don't remember the channel name, but I posted one of his videos on my page under posts. And the video that I saw today, that I saved to watch later, that I saw earlier today, was he cooked up a whole huge amount of pig snouts. Unbelievable. And then he cooks all the stuff up. Then he has like 5 or 10 friends that come over and eat everything he's prepared. But I posted one of his videos on my posts page, where he made bull penis and testicles. He made a huge portion of, and all these guys were sitting around chowing down on the bull penis, and they were like having a feast. They loved it. Oh, it was very delicious. Oh, it's great. So check out my post page, find the guy's channel, and enjoy it, because it's just amazing. Wow. Okay. Okay. Very nice. Okay, we were up to date with that. I'm going to push some water. Give me a second. Anybody have any hate comments? Any viscountness? Anybody want to shout out any viscountness and misogyny? Any curmudgeons out there? I'm sorry, any curmudgeons out there? We love curmudgeon talk here. MT, why the hate on cities? Whoa, what's this? Hate talk. In a city format. Very nice. Oh, I thought of a new topic for a show. And I was sitting over after I got my flu shot. I was just sitting there for a few, they ask you to sit down for 15 minutes just to make sure you don't collapse. And this idea popped into my head, but I forgot what it was. But if I can get that thought back, I'll do a show on that a topic. It sounded really good when I thought about it. Uncle Rural China. Yeah, that's something like that. I love that guy. So positive, and he makes use of the whole. Oh yeah, he's phenomenal. But I don't remember the guy's name. Hey, Spring and Fialta is on the panel.
Hey, how you doing, Morty?
Today's great. So, how are you today?
I'm doing okay, actually. I made myself some spaghetti the other day, and I finished it up today, so that was good.
Did you use Stento tomatoes?
No, I did something different. I didn't have any veggies like I normally have, like peppers or onions or mushrooms or anything.
Right.
So I just did like 1 pound of ground beef with 1 jar of sauce and 1/2 package of pasta.
Mm.
And so it was more like almost like sloppy Joe or something like
Mm-hmm.
that.
Yeah,
Really.
yeah.
And it was like I had some spaghetti when I was in Ireland, of all places. That was like that. It was really good. It was like mostly meat, more meat than sauce, and it actually tastes pretty good. So I like that.
So you bought a package of spaghetti, not any other kind of pasta. This was just spaghetti.
Yeah. So it's like the
Right.
Checo, which is I couldn't find
Right.
the Russo. I have some Russo, but I decided to do the Checo because I couldn't find that. And then I had some Classico sauce, so it wasn't the best.
Classico's okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I like
It's not
Classico.
bad. Yeah. You ever buy a super deluxe premium imported from Italy brand of pasta at a gourmet store, or even at a supermarket that happens to have some, super quality imported spaghetti?
The best I've got, because your recommendation was the Russo or Russi or whatever it is. That's
Rumo or
Rumo.
Russo
That's it.
or
That Rumo. The Rumo. Yeah, that's the
something.
best I've gotten. Yeah, that's the best I've gotten. In fact,
Oh,
I
I
have.
never had that because I
Oh,
limit my pasta intake. But
oh, you're a
that one
keto.
looked really good on from what I read about it in how
If
they
it's
prepare it and cook it and
if it's
not
frosty
cook it.
colored, then it's like it's got a rough surface, which means it
Rough
holds on to
surface,
the
right, right.
softness more. So that's good.
It the rough surface will absorb all the cento tomatoes. Right.
Like I said, probably about a half a year ago or something like that. I said I've only made sauce from scratch once, and it was really good, but it wasn't so much better that I have to do it from now on. I'm not about like 4 hours of prep time, for your sauce or anything like that.
Right, right, right. I once bought a package of pasta. I think it was a Trader Joe's, and it was fancily wrapped up in nice package, imported from Italy, something, and it was good. It tasted different than the usual Barilla or whatever supermarket popular brands they have. So maybe it was a higher quality. Yeah, I'm sure. Well, I'm sure it was. Yeah,
Yeah, Barilla is okay, and then the next step up is the Checo,
the Checo.
or
Okay.
and then the next step up is Rumi or Rumo or whatever they call
Yeah,
it.
yeah, whatever it was. Yeah.
And yeah,
I don't know if I've ever bought DeCecco, but I've heard that brand is a good brand. So, and you
yeah,
just validated that or verified it. So.
it's a good compromise between the very best and something as bad like Cremette or something horrible.
Oh yeah, Creamet used to be a sponsor on The Price is Right back in the '60s or
Oh
'70s.
yeah, I remember that. I
That
remember
was one of the brands of pasta that they would give, and you win 25. You win a case of Creamet pasta. Maybe that was Let's Make a Deal, one or the other.
the
But
worst. Little Dave talked about spaghetti at Trader Joe's. The worst thing I've had at Trader Joe's, and I recommend everybody against it, is do not get the frozen beef burritos. Those are horrible. Oh, they're horrible.
frozen beef burritos. Okay, I
Yeah.
buy their burritos, but they're in the refrigerated section, and they're really good.
Oh, don't buy the frozen ones. Stay
Frozen
away.
ones. Okay.
Oh, they're horrible. I'm not a big fan of burritos that only have meat or only meat and beans in them. And I think that's what that one is. I like to have rice or some kind of veggies or something in there. So when
Right.
I go
Right.
to a
Right.
restaurant and I order a burrito, I usually try to get like if they have a fajita burrito. Those are good
Uh
because
huh.
they have the peppers and stuff in them, and they got more flavor than just beef or beef and bean.
Right. 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 Yeah. I was just going to say something, and I saw AD Never Calling just popped into the chat, and my mind went blank. What was I going to say? That's one of the rare times I've heard anybody identify a product at Trader Joe's that's just not good. Usually everything is good there.
Well, the breads generally are horrible.
Yeah. And now that you mention it, I bought a package of muffins, like 4 chocolate chip muffins. It was terrible. Or
Uh,
cookies, one or the other. It was awful.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, if you get from the Trader Joe's I go to, the cookies above the refrigerated or the freezer section,
Oh
they're pretty.
yeah, yeah.
You get the small ones like the ones that look like Oreos or
Yeah, yeah.
mint. Those are pretty good. But
Yeah, these are the ones they're in a like a plastic container with 4 muffins. It's in the bread aisle.
yeah, I know
Yeah.
what you're talking about.
Those
Yeah,
weren't good. They were it was solid salt
yeah.
taste. It was terrible. Right. I know what I was going to say before I saw AD and went blank. When I was a kid, one of my favorite varieties or forms of pasta we called them wagon wheels, but I think they're called rotini.
Oh, I don't think they're called routine, but I don't know if they have a name. I don't think there might be an American thing. The ones
Right.
that look like wagon wheels.
Let me look up what
I have
rotini.
a big issue. There's this term fusilli.
Fusilli Jerry. Right.
Okay, so my idea of fusilli is what looks like what used to be the cord for the old phones. The kind of curvy
Oh
phone.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's fusilli to me. But there's a thing. Sometimes it's called fusilli, and sometimes it's called rotini, which looks like a drill bit. For like an oil
Yeah,
driller.
yeah.
And I don't know why they use the same term fusilli for two different things.
Hmm.
For a while there, I really loved the fusilli that looked like the phone cord. And I was not a big the rotini, the ones that look like a drill bit.
Yeah,
Those
I just looked up rotini. They're not the wagon wheel thing. It's something else.
those
But
make
those are
sense.
really good. I like rotini.
I
Yeah.
like those for pasta salads. Not a big
Mm.
fan for actual hot pasta dishes.
I'm
They're
gonna
just
look up.
too. There's
Yeah,
too much. There's
wagon
too
wheel
much pasta.
pasta. See if there's an Italian name for that.
That's probably. I bet you it's American. I bet you it's American. It's like.
Wagon wheel pasta.
Uh,
Uh, yeah, well, here it is all over Google Images, but they just call it wagon wheel pasta.
yeah, there's a
So
lot
maybe
of.
it's an American thing that they don't have
Yeah,
an
like
Italian name for.
spaghetti and meatballs is American. It's not really Italian. They have when they put their meatballs, they have these thick egg noodles, which are not
Hmm.
spaghetti. So the spaghetti and meatballs was a thing we invented. So the Italians get all up in arms when we talk about spaghetti and meatballs, like it's
Really?
a crime against humanity to have spaghetti with
But
meatballs.
Chef Boyardee was making the real Chef Boyardee made spaghetti and meatballs.
Well, he was French, right?
No, he couldn't have been. No, he was Italian.
Boyardee, that sounds French to me. Anyway, there's no IA at the end or A at the end or whatever his name's.
Well, let me do. Yeah, all I can see is it's called. I,
Franco-American. It was Franco. It wasn't Italo-American. It was
Franco American.
Franco-American.
I used to like Franco American more than Chef Boyardee products for the SpaghettiOs, for example.
I thought they're the same company. Franco-American.
Hmm.
SpaghettiOs.
Okay. After, let me see. Italian immigrant uh, Ettore Boiardi, Boiardi, Boiardi. So that was his real name.
So he was Italian, but he called himself Franco-American. That's weird.
No, that wasn't his company. That was a different company,
I thought the
the
same.
Franco
Well,
American.
I thought it was the same thing.
No,
Franco.
Chef Boyardee is that
Oh,
brand, and Franco American was another brand. But
oh,
I
so
liked Franco American SpaghettiOs with hot dog with frankfurters,
oh,
SpaghettiOs, and their canned spaghetti and meatballs more than the Chef Boyardee brand. Chef Boyardee was primarily the ravioli, but
so you're
whatever.
comparing the taste of cat shit to dog shit.
Well, I mean, when you're 6 years old, I mean, you like that stuff. I like the stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I knew guys that would eat it when in college. They'd eat it cold. They'd eat it without even eating it.
Oh, it's better cold. I never cook that stuff. It's better
Oh,
cold. When you heat it up, it ruins the flavor. It really does.
oh
Just
God,
eat it out of the can. I mean, I'm
oh
absolutely
God,
serious.
oh
Yeah,
God,
Chef Boyardee, Ettore Boyardee.
oh
Uh,
man, oh man,
his
oh
first
man.
restaurant was in New York at the Plaza Hotel, called Il. I know I'm going to get raped for my pronunciation. Il Giardino d'Italia, the Garden of Italy, in 1924. Was his first restaurant after leaving the Plaza Hotel as head
Olive
chef.
Garden, the Olive Garden. He invented the Olive Garden.
Wow. Okay. No, he's a real guy. Yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious. That's hilarious. Yeah, well, it's Italian Garden instead of the Olive Garden. But anyway, it's
Ah,
kind of
right.
silly.
Okay.
That's
Let
pretty
me
good.
catch up on the comments. I don't want to miss anybody here.
Oh, that's good. I like
Okay, the hater is out there. That's very good. Okay, Morty, remember My Three Sons? Sure, I do. Uncle Charlie was a nasty guy. You're right. William Frawley from I Love Lucy, who played Fred Mertz. He was the first Uncle Charlie,
Ah,
and then he left the show for whatever reason. I don't know. And then they brought in the other actor, and at this moment I forgot his name, and he played the Uncle Charlie guy, and he was a nasty fighter. Yeah.
was he nasty in the show, or was he nasty as a
Oh,
real
he
human?
was a very acerbic character.
Okay,
I've seen
okay.
him on talk shows, and I mean, he'd been in probably who knows how many films, but I can't
He
think of his name right
he
now. Right
wasn't,
now,
but he
but
reminded me sort of Ralph Story. He had a similar way about him.
I should know his name. If this was Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, I would lose it.
Exactly.
My Three Sons actors. What the hell was his name? I know the movies he was in. Um, William Demarest. That's it.
Immersed, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. He was good friends with, well, all the old time actors. He was in tons of stuff. Fusilli or corkscrew. I never heard of Fusilli until that Jerry Seinfeld episode where they had, where Kramer made Fusilli Jerry. And he goes,
Yeah,
well, why Fusilli? Because you're silly. All right.
but I like the ones, and you don't see them as often, the ones that look like I said, like the phone cord, but the ones you see more often, and they actually call them Fusilli still, which I don't think they should, but
Right.
they look like uh, like an ice fishing
Ah,
thing. And then there's also the thing is I went to this Italian restaurant when I was working in Colorado. They claimed it was rigatoni, but
Hmm.
it was smooth. And I said, "That's mustacholi." And the guy, got into
Wow.
like fist fight with the guy. He's like, "No, this is mustacholi. This is not rigatoni." And he, no, it's rigatoni. I said, "It's good. I love
Mustacholi.
it."
I don't know if I've ever heard of that before.
If you've ever seen like penne pasta
Right.
without the ridges, just flat, that's
Okay.
mustacholi. So it's the same thing basically without the
The
ridges.
thing is, every variety of pasta is good, but for some reason we like different ones over, some over others.
Well, I think some are thicker than others, and the
Right.
bite is different. So, like for example, if you're going to have like a very light sauce, like just freshly cooked, tomatoes with a little bit of garlic and
Hmm.
stuff, you want something like angel hair. Whereas if you get a
Uh-huh.
thicker sauce, you start thinking about something like spaghetti. And then there's this thing called bucatini, which I don't like. It's sort of like spaghetti, but it has a hole down the middle. It's like a very thin pipe,
Hmm.
and it's very thick. And I think that's something more like what the Italians would have with meatballs and stuff.
Mm. Now, given a choice of spaghetti, angel hair, fettuccine, or linguine, I would choose linguine. But I mean, they're all fantastic. They're all great. But
Linguine,
I would choose
yeah,
linguine.
I do linguine when I make clam sauce. That's good.
Clam sauce. Wow. Uh,
That's
um,
really easy. Clam sauce is really easy. I mean, it's like 4 ingredients,
mhm.
so it's really not that difficult.
AD Never Calling, 9.99 super chat. Thank you for the channel support, AD. Hello, Krabby. I've been to the other side. Did you take a shower when you came out? And it was gloriously uneventful. Now, on with the show. This is it. That's Bugs Bunny show, right? On with
Actually,
the show. This is it. Or whatever that was.
there was a guy, Truth Everlasting, who asked a question about taco trucks. If I ever had cabeza or lengua,
Okay.
and I've never had tongue. I did have cow brain in Chicago once, and it was nasty.
Oh, really?
It was as bad as you would think it was. It
Now,
was
why did you
spongy.
order that?
It
Or
was at a
why did you get it?
okay, so it was a cooking contest, and we were just going around and sampling the different things. So I only had a little piece of it, right? So I didn't have to. It wasn't a whole meal, right? So I just said, yeah, I've never had cow brain before, and I don't mind getting cow, cow. What do they call
Mad
it?
cow disease. Yeah.
Mad cow disease. I'll deal with that. So
Okay.
I had a bit of that, and it was. I mean, I like chewy things like squid and calamari and things like that, but this was like spongy. This was nasty. I don't know. I want to
Oh,
eat spongy stuff. Tongue. Everybody who's ever had tongue says it's delicious, but the idea of eating a tongue just sounds like
well, I've
just too
had cow
creepy to
tongue,
me.
not in a long time, but I've eaten cow tongue a lot, often when I was younger. Yeah, no problem. Japanese love cow tongue. It's a real delicacy. They call it a gyutan, and certain areas of Japan, it's a real.
Mm.
And in fact, I was advised before I went out on a date with a Japanese girl. Someone told me, says, if you really want to make an impression, go to a place that offers gyutan. I said, what is that? And you go, well, it's like grilled cow tongue. And the guy told me, he says, take her to this place. Guarantee it's money in the bank. Money in the bank. Yeah. I said, wow, okay. You know. So yeah. Yeah, you're right, Jimmy. Yeah. He was a fine character actor. He was in tons of stuff like 40s and 50s and 60s. Yeah. Acerbic. Right? That's the word for today. Acerbic. Correct. What does this mean? Tripetas, tripitas, tripitas. What is he talking about? Anybody?
I don't know if repeat this.
I don't know what that means. Dr. Bob knows about everything. It's unbelievable. Yeah.
I don't
Right.
know if I've ever eaten out of a taco truck. I've eaten out of roach coaches that had Mexican food, and I've had
Mm-hmm.
Mexican food from them, and I've had like burger roach coaches. The newer ones that have the
Yeah. Right. Right.
specialized. I don't know if I've ever
Are
had
food
like a.
trucks big in L.A. area, Southern California?
Oh, they're.
Because here it's
I
the
don't
whole
know if
thing. Yeah.
they were huge. They were huge. I don't know if they've kind of dying down, but like if you go to Wilshire where they have the the car museum,
Yeah, I
and
know where
the
that is. Yeah.
and the in LACMA and the tar pits and
Right.
all that. They had a line of trucks that park there, so you can
Well,
get
that's right, right
food.
by on Wilshire near like La Brea or whatever.
Exactly,
I forgot.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Wow.
our company used to have like every like Tuesday or Wednesday, they would have a different food truck would come by with, and they're really expensive, like $20 to get a burger and fries because they're like supposedly gourmet. But the
Right.
food that I really liked was the good old fashioned roach coaches that had everything, right? They had the submarine sandwiches and the tacos and the
Right.
burgers and all that. And you could get everything for like $10. And that those were actually that tasted better to me and it was cheaper.
Now that I think about it, I have eaten at quite a number of food trucks, but these were premium level luxury food trucks. I mean, the chef wore a Rolex. It was that kind of food trucks.
Oh, well.
So, I mean, I'm exaggerating, but they were different than the ones in downtown Portland, I think. But AD, it was good catching up with Baba. What? What? Jeez. Okay.
You just trying to be
Jesus.
upsetting.
Right. Okay.
Oh, I
Uh,
guess it's tripetta is tripe or something.
tripe. No, I'm not eating that shit. No.
I've never had tripe is in what's that soup that's supposed to be good for hangovers?
Some kind of intestine
It's
ingredient soup, you
it's a
mean?
no,
Or
it's a
tripe?
Mexican soup that people have
Oh,
after they
menudo?
go out drinking. Menudo, yeah,
Menudo?
exactly, yeah. That has tripe in it.
Oh.
Yeah,
Well, I understand why people
tripe
around the
is to
world,
menudo.
yeah. I understand why people in countries all over the world eat intestines, but nowadays, all you have to do is go to Safeway. You don't have to, you can get anything. You don't have to eat intestines anymore, but unless you're living in, far away, you know, poor areas. Anyway, yeah. Right. Unless you like it. Right. There is a thing that you can get from eating cow brain or brain, spongitis or
Isn't that
spon-
mad cow disease? Isn't that mad cow?
spondylonitis or something, or
I
I don't
thought that
remember
was
what
mad
it's
cow
called.
disease. I thought that was mad cow disease. It's got
Yeah,
two names.
I don't know. But
It's got the medical name and it's got the
yeah,
hairy
yeah,
hairy name.
yeah. I've never eaten brains, and I've never eaten. I don't believe I've ever eaten intestines. I mean, someone might have sneaked one in there in a Korean restaurant or something, but I don't recall ever having it. I certainly would never order it. Right. Um,
I'm not a I've eaten a lot of things. I've probably been more, I've probably eaten a greater variety of stuff than the average American, but I'm not going to
mhm.
go to I'm not one of those that's going to like eat live scorpions or things like that. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
right. I mean, that's just insanity. Yeah. I mean, you'd have to be mighty damned hungry to want to eat a scorpion. But or a cockroach or whatever. Um, lingua tamales. Yeah, now eating beef tongue. If the person making it knows what they're doing, I would have it. But I'm not going to eat pork tongue. A Russian, Ukrainian, they offer pork tongue, and I'm just not eating pig tongues. I mean, some Chinese restaurants have duck tongues, and they give you a whole bunch of them, like a dozen or two, or 2 dozen duck tongues or something. But I don't see any point in eating duck tongues. But
yeah.
mhm.
I when I was in Miami, this is a long time ago. We went to this authentic like Cuban style tamale place, and they had very little meat in the tamale. And at first I was like, well, this is a ripoff. But then eventually I thought, these were the best tamales I ever had because they had a lot of care in the corn and how they got that done. And I actually and now that I go to all these places that they just sort of pack in as much beef or pork or whatever the heck they do, they just jam it all in there in the tamale. I kind of wish I could get those simple tamales I had back in Miami.
Mm, mhm. Well, you're in Southern California. I mean, you should be able to find them
I
good
should.
ones
Yeah, I'm gonna find a
easily.
Cuban place.
Keep looking, you'll find a place. Yeah. AD, crappy. I stumbled onto a Baviri Liuba chief skeleton today. I was impressed, but outside my daily watch budget. I never heard of that. Faviri Liuba, chief, whatever. Black light with a light blue dial. Black with a light blue dial. Pretty cool. Maybe right. Just buy a Chinese replica. Here's the
That's not that
comment of the
expensive.
night. Beef is so.
It's only $4,500.
Do you know what he's talking about? That watch?
Yeah, I just found one. Favre, that's Brett Favre's last name, but I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
think he has anything to
Favre,
do with it.
yeah.
It says Grand Seiko Salon. Is this a Grand Seiko? I don't think so.
Let's look it up here real fast.
There's only a couple of skeleton watches I've ever seen that I really liked. This one is
Here
a
it
little
is.
too busy.
Favre Luba website.
It's got a tourbillon. It looks like it's got a tourbillon on the bottom there.
I never heard of this brand. From 1737. Jeez. Higgins would know this, but he's not here. Damn it. I've never heard of this brand. Well, why would you want to get that, AD Never Calling? I mean, what are you going to do with it? No one's going to know what it is. No one's ever heard of it.
So I'm gonna have an argument with you, Morty.
Yes. Go ahead.
Because I don't want to be this guy who just like everybody claims I'm just glazing you. I mean, we got to have something we disagree about. So
What'd you say? Just glazing me?
that's the term. Glazing means that you're just patting them on the back, and
I see. Okay.
so it's a term. It's all the young people are using that term. Okay?
Oh, I thought you were referring to face blasting like they talk on the other shows, but okay.
No, it's similar, but it's
Okay, got it.
Anyway.
All right, so go ahead. Yeah.
So I think we've established now that because everybody has a cell phone, pretty much anybody that's going to want to care about the time has a cell phone, that watches are really jewelry. And they're like non-gay jewelry for men, okay? I mean, there's gay jewelry for men, and there's non-gay jewelry for men, okay? And watches are non-gay jewelry for men. So
unless it's a Jacob & Co.
Yeah, okay. And I saw one.
Right.
What's young Brando was pushing this thing that it was an all pink Rolex that Drake was wearing, and I was not a big fan. Anyway, so if it is jewelry, then yeah, you want to accessorize, right? So
Okay.
You want to, like, I have watches that have green dials, and I wear it with my green shirt, or I have a blue dial and I wear it with my blue shirt, and I have my
and you have pink watches with pink dials that you wear with your underwear. Well, we get it. Yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
So that's why I think a watch collection should. I mean, first of all, I have this big sort of grammar Nazi thing about the word collection. When people say they have a watch collection of one watch, to me, that's a joke. It's not a collection. It's a watch. Right. You have to have at least 3 watches to have a collection. If I was emperor, that's what I would determine. Anybody who had less than 3 watches and called it a collection would be immediately, would be sent to the gas chamber.
Oh, please, not this again.
Anyway,
right, okay.
Anyway, they would be sent to jail.
Yeah, got it. Okay.
But anyway,
guillotine. That'd be better.
You have your beater watch, like a G-Shock or a Victorinox or something that, if it got a little scratched up, you wouldn't care. You have a nice dress watch in case every once in a while. I know people don't go to fancy things anymore, but every once in a while you get invited to you get invited to a wedding or something out of the blue. That's what you wear. And then you have a really nice chunky sport watch that you wear when you're going about, shopping or having lunch out, having brunch or something, you can flash around. Those you should have at least 3 watches, I think. So and you're having the Victorinox, as a functional watch. Yeah, if it's just purely functional, but as jewelry, you need at least 2 or 3 more.
Okay. I agree with what you're saying. I agree with what you said. The Victorinox watch I have is an everyday, what time is it watch? And it looks nice and it works great. Okay. I would not, I haven't worn a suit for any formal occasion in a long time. If I were going somewhere which was a suit situation or a business situation, I would not wear the Victorinox. I would take it off. And I do not have another watch that would be appropriate with a suit or a business situation or a social engagement where I'd be in a suit and everybody else is. I would not wear a watch because I don't have quote a dress watch. Okay, and yeah, I agree with that. So
I was trying to disagree with you.
no,
Damn it.
I agree with you. You know, no, I agree with you, and
Okay.
so I agree. Now, if I were younger, thinking about watches now, at the time, I never thought about watches, but yeah, I would have bought a nicer dress watch for fancier occasions, okay, or special events where everyone's dressed up, or certainly in a tuxedo, okay. And an everyday watch for washing the dishes and cleaning out the bathtub and fixing the sewer pipes and just going to the supermarket. Yeah, that's an everyday watch. That would be the Victorinox, or going out on your boat and going fishing. Okay. And then what
Did you
was
have
the other kind of watch? You got the dress watch, the
like a
everyday watch.
chunky, it would be sort of like the equivalent of a Rolex Submariner, but you could have, instead of a Rolex, you could have like your Senator watch, or something
Right,
that's a
right, right.
sporty kind of watch. Um,
So that may be going deep sea fishing off of Florida coast.
well, more like, you're going out to lunch or something. You're not gonna knock your watch against something. You're not
Right.
plowing the back 40 or something like that. You're
Would
just
that
going.
watch be for golf at the country club?
Exactly, something like that. Something that you could,
Wouldn't you have to wear a Patek or a Rolex for golf at the country club?
not you would try not to, unless you wanted. I mean, if you're golfing, there's a lot of shock, right? So you have to have a good watch. A Rolex, might be okay, but I don't think a Patek would be
Right,
something you
right.
golf with.
Well, certainly a Rolex, I guess, is okay. Well, then, okay. So, how about even though everyone at the country club is wealthy, they all know you're wealthy because they know you. If you showed up wearing a Casio for $500 for golf and drinks afterwards, everyone would accept that because they know where you live, they know the kind of car you have, they know you have a sexy wife, and you have a fancy watch and a good job, so you don't have to impress anyone.
Yeah, the guys that I golf with are probably, they probably have in the 8 digits as far as their,
Sure.
personal wealth,
Right.
which is much more than I have, and they dress like, they're, like plumbers and electricians. they
Right.
they and so I don't know if it's because they want to be like, on the down low. They don't want people to, mess with them, or they're just that way because they grew up that way. Most of the people I know are self-made, and
Hmm.
so they when they were young, they didn't have lots of money, so that's the way they dressed. They kept dressing that way, and even though they're now filthy rich, they feel comfortable just wearing, regular clothes, and not wearing, like the fanciest, Nike,
Hmm.
$100, golf shirts or whatever.
No,
But
I agree completely. That all makes sense. The three watch, one every day, one for sporting or, like you said, boating, and the other for dress up occasions. Completely agree. Yeah.
did you ever go to an event where you had to wear a tuxedo?
Yes, many times.
See, now that's something I've never done. I've never been invited to something
That
like that.
was when I was younger, but yes, many times. Yeah.
Cool, cool, cool. Yeah,
Well,
see,
many, but quite a number of times. Let me put it that way. Yeah.
that's cool.
And it never occurred to me because I wasn't into thinking watches. It never occurred to me that, gee, I need a nicer watch. I don't know what I was wearing back then. Probably a Seiko on a stainless bracelet. Never
Did
occurred
you
to me. Yeah.
did you have enough events that you actually owned a tuxedo, or did you just
No,
rent
no, I
one?
never bothered to buy one.
You rented one.
I mean, we're talking like a dozen times, put it that
Okay,
way.
okay,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. And it never occurred to me. I had no idea, never thought about, gee, I better get a better watch for that, for the special occasions. But yeah, how about that?
No,
Thinking
my
about it now, I would just take my Victorinox off. I just wouldn't wear it with a suit, certainly not with a tuxedo, you know. Or you know what I would do? I would call up Rancher. I would send him an email. I mean, and say, "Hey, can I borrow one of your Rolex for one night's event? I'll FedEx it back to you the next day."
Yeah, exactly.
And he would probably say, "Fuck off and die, fucker." But I might ask somebody. But then again, then it's a real risk because the other person's worrying, am I going to destroy the watch? And what if I lose the watch? And so, no, that's too risky. I can't do that. I would probably buy a replica Rolex, and that'd be fine. Since I'm only going to wear it once a year, I mean, yeah, yeah.
Oh, you're going too low. You're too low. Now you're going into your least favorite guy's territory. So,
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, yeah, yeah. No, it just never occurred to me about watches. Yeah.
well, here's make
Are
long.
are you when you talk about men's jewelry? Are you, for example, into wearing bracelets, or a bracelet, or an ear? Some guys wear a diamond in their earlobe, kind of thing. You know.
So there used to be a thing where if the thing was in your left ear, you were straight, and if the thing was in your right ear, you're
Well, this
gay.
is narc content. He knows all about that. But yeah,
But to me, if it's in either ear, it's questionable.
well, a lot of people who are just flat out hetero, they're into that, like rock musicians and
And I can't complain, but I'm going to complain. So that's all I'm going to say. I
right.
know
Then again, you never know.
guys can beat me up. Yeah, they're stronger. They go to the gym and they could squeeze me, and they
Right,
wear jewelry, and they got the fucking nose rings, and they got the tongue rings, and they got the
right, right,
all
right,
this.
right.
To me, it's like, you know, there's
They have
something
those
wrong.
bovine nose rings. Those are really popular here with the girls in Portland. It's
I just
unbelievable.
don't
Yeah.
understand it. No, no, in this,
Why doesn't somebody? Can't you can just yank on those things,
I would
and
that
rip their nose apart.
would
Yeah,
be bad. It would be bad. And then
unbelievable.
there's the people that wear like 5 or 6 bracelets, and for a while there was like, just like that had the ribbons. A yellow ribbon meant this, and a red
Oh
ribbon
yeah, yeah,
meant
yeah.
that. So they have like 12 different bracelets because they're trying to remember all the different things they're supposed to support. And then they have these stupid things now where they're like, um, there's some kind of there's some kind of plastic or plasticky rubber thing, right?
Hmm.
And that's supposed to be great because you can go through your TSA without having to stop. But it's a
Right.
fucking piece of plastic on your fucking wrist. It's not like, at least with the gold or silver or something like that, it's actually a real piece of jewelry. But instead, no, I got some piece of plastic on my wrist, and I'm really hot. Or they got some macrame crap, that their
Hmm.
kid
Macrame is crap. Right. Exactly. Yeah.
it's just a joke. It's a
Maybe their girlfriend or wife gave them that cheap, shitty plastic bracelet, and they feel they have to wear it.
They should lose it. They should
They
accidentally
should
lose
lose
it.
it. It fell down the sink. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, and then of course you got the guys who got the 12 chains. That was my favorite. One of my favorite jokes from Norm Macdonald was,
Amazing.
oh God, he talked about it. It's like he had this thing where he had the show after he was doing this podcast thing, and we'd have these people come on and they'd read these cards, and there'd be a joke on the card, and he would just give them the card at the last second so they couldn't know what the joke was going to be read. And the
Hmm.
read jokes were almost always really offensive. And
Right.
so these famous people would be reading these like really horrible jokes. And it was more about getting these guys to read these horrible jokes. And one of them was like, a really good gift for a freed slave would be a gold chain. And it was so bad. It was such a bad
Oh,
joke.
that was bad.
Yeah, but he got the
That was bad. All right.
yeah. but
Wow.
but guess what? Who's wearing the gold chains? Anyway. Uh,
Well, yeah, yes, like Mr. T, and a lot of celebrities, and I can't explain it. I don't know.
yeah, it was funny. It was funny. Anyway, I'm against it. I'm an old fashioned fart, so everybody can have their nose rings and their left or right earlobes, and they can do all their.
Look, if people want to put a bone through their nose, and the earlobe extenders, and it's none of my business, but I don't want to look at them, or certainly don't want to talk to them
They used to have things like
unless they're going to super chat $1,000. I mean, yeah.
they used to have, like, in the police, if you had any tattoos at all, you were disqualified from becoming a police officer.
Oh yeah,
Then they had to say you couldn't have any visible tattoos.
yeah.
And then there was like, well, you can't have any tattoos you can't cover up. So if you could have tattoos all the way up your neck. If you wanted to be on the force, you just had to keep your collar up. I mean, standards are getting so low that they had to open up these things because so many people had made the mistake of getting themselves tatted up.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I watch lots of those police body cam video channels, and lots of cops, when they have short sleeve shirts, they're all tattooed up, and it's accepted by the police departments. But I think it's a bad look but nobody asked me.
Yeah, no, yeah, nobody asked me either. So I mean,
But they need. I saw a poster. I was at the shopping mall a few days ago to
exactly,
look at something,
exactly.
and there was a big poster in the middle of the where you walk. Big poster with a glass exhibit and thing, and it said, "Join the Portland Police Department. Looking for a great career? Go to the website. Go to this website." And it had a picture of a them standing in front of a police car, and something said, "Join the port." Who the hell would join the Portland Police Department now? I mean, so they'll take anybody because they need bodies.
Exactly. I don't know if they're going to do what the British police do and spend most of their time on the phone catching people who said bad things on the internet, but then they get a
Right.
lot.
Well, London, England Police Department is just. I saw a video of a woman, London policeman, and she tried to grab a guy and bring him to the ground, and the guy just pushed her away and walked away, and she kept going after him, trying to drag him down, and he just pushed her away. So another officer came over who was also a woman, and the guy was just walking and pushing him aside. They're useless. Because they don't have pepper spray. They could have pepper sprayed him or tasered him, but they don't have that stuff. They had to wait for a male cop to show up and take him down. But yeah, what can I say?
Well, it's good. I'm actually giving you a good. I'm helping your esteem because I'm becoming more old folky than you are.
Oh, right. And you're also helping bring in you're helping me vulturize the Watch Nicholas channel with the huge cash revenues that are coming in. I think maybe $5 tonight. So I mean, the vulture is flying high tonight. And yesterday I made $2 yesterday, and yeah. So anyway, right. Incredible.
So I make up for my my old-fashioned fashion critiques. I make up for my love of music, where I listen to some of the latest, greatest, crappiest stuff.
Right. Now, let's say you're going to the beach. All right. Let's say you go, and you're just going to hang out on the beach. And what watch would you wear of that 3-watch collection that you were describing?
So if
The everyday
I had,
watch or the Casio G-Shock?
so the Casio would be the beater, but if my sports watch was on a bracelet, I would wear the sports watch.
Ah, okay, got it. So that could be a Rolex.
Could be a Rolex. Submariner could be a Submariner. But
Right.
I like the one really offbeat, and I really wish I'd bought it, was the Milgauss. I really wish I'd bought the Milgauss.
Ah, right. Is that still in their lineup? Well, AD Never Calling would know if it's still in their lineup.
They stopped the white, then they stopped the blue. I think they still have the black one. The blue is the one I like.
Well, AD could help you find one. He knows the watch business.
Well, they had one at Feldmar's.
Right.
But it was, if I had bought it new a few years ago, it'd been like 7,000 or 8,000,
Right.
and now it's like 12 to get it used. So, especially the blue, because that's the one everybody really likes.
The Milgauss has the second hand. It looks like a lightning bolt.
I actually like that.
You like that?
Yeah, I know you didn't like that. I remember.
Well, to me, it looks like ridiculous. But if you like it, then I'm not an engineer, so maybe it appeals to you. Yeah.
It just kind of makes it. It's kind of a, what do you call it? What's the term? It's a funky watch, but what are they? There's a term for that. There's like a. I think I remember having a conversation with you before about a year or two ago where I couldn't remember what the term is, carbuncle or something like that kind of watch.
Oh yeah. Well, listen, I'm not against buying a Rolex. If somebody likes it, buy anything you want. I myself would not ever be caught dead wearing a Hulk or a Cermet or whatever it's called, and Smurf. And to me, these watch and a Yachtmaster too. I mean, these things look stupid.
Well,
but that's not my taste. That's all.
green ones are too bright. That's why I like the green for the uh, the alpinist. I like a darker forest green than
Alpinist is cool. I mean, it's functional, it's cool, and nothing wrong with it. They make them in different colors, not just the green and gold. They have other colors too.
they have blue and black, and they might have a white one now
It
too.
was a white one I saw. Yeah. McLobster, $2 super chat. Thanks for supporting the channel. Got a new flashlight today. Nerd Flex. Fantastic. Can you tell us which one you bought?
Everyday carry.
Fantastic. Yeah.
Is it an everyday carry flashlight, or is it one that's
Right. Right. Is it a luxury flashlight or just an everyday, ever ready flashlight? What did you get?
Well, I'm thinking about the size, because they have those ones that
Oh,
you can
right.
have really ones that have like that really bright LED.
Oh,
Or you
yeah.
have
Yeah.
ones like I have, which you can use as a self-defense device.
Yeah. You can
the back.
definitely get one with a crenulated top, and you can drive one of those into the attacker's skull and use it tactically to survive getting attacked, mugged. Yeah.
Oh, that red light is cool because that's good for low light. You don't lose your night vision.
They have them with red light, green light, regular. I mean, it's just amazing. Yeah. Dr. Bob, hate to ask. Oh, right. Okay.
I think
don't know.
Milgauss is going to come back. So MT85, he says Milgauss should come back. I have a feeling, that's what Rolex will do. They'll take a watch off there, and then they'll bring it back with some slight improvements. So, but I don't know I might be able to get one new for like 10. Then I might think about that being my 10K watch. I'll have to see
Well, now let's say they bring out next year. Let's say they bring out the Milgauss again in the color design that you like, and it's 10,000. If you bought it new, likely in 5 or 10 years it would be worth 50, 100% more.
It could be because I think is that it's not the most popular, so it wouldn't go up immediately. I'd be able to actually get one. I wouldn't have to be on a waiting list. And then when they 5 or 10 years from now, when they stopped it again, I could then sell it for double the price, or like you said, 50%.
Yeah, yeah. All right, sounds great. Yeah.
But even if I could just sell it for what I bought it for, I'd have like a free watch, right?
Yes, that's correct. That's right. Well, it's like what was that? It's like putting $5,000 in the bank, and 5 years later, you still have your $5,000 or whatever that was. I don't remember, but yeah. Yeah, I like German watches. Yeah, I like a lot of them. I like all kinds of stuff. MT, we need to be on with them to loosen them up. What's he talking about?
We're talking too much about old folks things.
Oh, okay. Has a red light and a white. Easy. Can you tell us the brand? Because this would be good information. MT85 says the Milgauss might come back. It's due for reappearance. Yeah, tactical flashlights. It's a whole thing because you can take one of those things. They're made out of aluminum or some metal, and the tip of it where the light is, it's called crenulated. It's like pyramid shaped, irregularly shaped, and you can take it and smash it into the attacker's skull, and then run away or whatever. But yeah, you can also use it to break a window. All kinds of stuff. Right. No joke. That's what Biden would always say. No joke.
Yeah, someone made the Blancpain Air Command, and I'm a big fan of the Villaret as far as a dress watch goes, or Villaret. I don't know how to pronounce that. But this Air Command looks really nice.
And what brand is that one?
The Blancpain. People only think about the 50 fathoms, but the Air Command looks like a nice.
I don't know that one at all. I'd have to look it up. Yeah.
I just looked it up. It was nice.
Yeah, I have a Surefire Addiction. Their price. Oh, Surefire lights. Right. That's correct. It's a top brand. Yeah. Truth. Hello there. I hope the watch market really collapses. I'd like to pick up an IWC Petite Prince Chrono. Very nice. Panera. Panera Sandwiches makes watches. Panera 424. Orange Planet Ocean. I know. Yeah. Or Orange Planet Ocean or a Blancpain Air Command. Yeah, I don't know that watch. Right. Yeah, Surefire. I looked at light accessories for handguns, and Surefire is a top brand for professionals. It really 250 and above for one. Yeah.
I was
Um,
never a big fan of the IWC Ingenieur. It always looked like it was a toned down version of like a Royal Oak or something.
hmm
The IWC, I love the big pilots. Those things. I mean, that's their watch. That's their, that's their lane. They go in.
hmm I like IWC, their Kliger, their pilot watches. I mean, I like them. If I was an EDMM, like everyone else watching the show, I'd buy one. But then I have to worry about, I don't know, whatever.
If you get anything besides a Rolex, you get an IWC, a JLC, anything like that, you're not going to get worried about getting
Yeah,
beaten up.
I would not buy a Rolex. I mean, I just don't care. I mean, there's so many watch brands out there that have there are so many nice watches to choose from. This thing that, oh, you gotta have a Rolex. I mean, it's just nonsensical.
Well, the thing about a Rolex that I'm going to give them credit for is they really
Yeah.
are a rugged watch. So it's a beautiful watch
hmm
that you can. I mean, a friend of mine, he golfs with it, and when you hit a golf ball, that's a lot of stress.
Right.
And he's wearing his like father's watch that got handed down, so it's actually an older watch, and he feels very comfortable swinging. And he has a really fast swing, so
hmm
he puts a lot of pressure on that, and he's okay with that. So that's the one thing I would give him credit for. You had a conversation with somebody who was saying Patek was just so delicate. You could breathe on it, and you'd have to get it reserviced. So
hmm
if that's the case, I wouldn't want that.
Well, you get a if you played golf with a Patek, you'd get a rooted rotor. Then you'd have to bring it to the Patek Service Center and pay $2,000 to fix the rooted rotor,
And wait 6 or 7 months for it to
and
come back.
wait 6 months for it. Right. Then
Terrible.
when you get it back, the strap that you ordered that they put on it is the wrong size, and then you got to ship it back. Right. Why would they make a Milgauss when every Omega is 10 times more non-magnetic than the Millie was? I don't know anything about that. The Air Command is stupid overpriced. Well, they all are. All luxury watches. All luxury products. Yeah. Oh, because the Omegas are boring. I see. Yes,
Yes,
overpriced. Correct.
everybody so asked about the Railmaster, and I don't know why um, Omega puts the Railmaster as a underneath the Seamaster. So the Railmaster is a type of Seamaster, which is really stupid. I really think they should have just a separate line called the Railmaster, and not
Yeah,
be.
I don't like the Railmaster design. It's not attractive. Or yeah. And what does that mean, Railmaster? You mean trains?
Well, that's the thing. I mean, so the two big things about time. I mean, if you care about the history of watches, the one was the watches they needed in order to get the latitude and longitude right for sailing. Right, there was that
hmm
big contest, and if you're off by a few seconds, you miss the island and you end up in the middle of the ocean and you're dead. So that was one thing, and the second thing was the rails. When you had rails that finally went across the country and they had different time zones and such, you had to have a very accurate time. And so
hmm
having a watch that has rail history is actually very good,
Makes
if you
sense.
care about the
Makes
history.
sense. Well, why don't they call it the train master or
Excuse
the
me.
railroad master, not the rail master?
Well, they have Sea Master, Rail Master,
Oh,
Space
okay.
Master,
Yeah, I got it.
whatever, Bait
Uh,
Master, whatever.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny how all the American Patriot crowd put Chinese lights on their, like Olight on their pistols. F that. Well, Olight works. That's the thing. But a lot of Americans, Patriots have Croatian or Argentinian or Brazilian or all kinds of countries for their handguns. And they put on it. Olight apparently is good and it works. But one of the gun gurus on these channels, he said to me, "Oh no, no, you can get the Olight, but no, you can do a lot better than that." Which he's right, but I haven't bought one yet. I'm still. It's a multi-year search to get a light accessory.
Well, Maglite prided
Mag,
its
yeah,
it's a
yeah,
different thing, and I don't think Maglite. I don't know if they make lights for guns, but
yeah.
ones that the ones you can carry around. They prided themselves on being all American, and then of
Mm,
course they wanted to sell through Walmart, and
Right.
Walmart, who pretended to care about America for like 1 minute.
Right.
They basically said, if you want to sell these in our stores, they have to be at this price.
Right.
And so Maglite couldn't do that. So they had to make, for the first time, they had to make some parts. They had to pull them in from foreign countries.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
because it was a time at which if you weren't selling in Walmart, you were going to go out of business. Now it's
Yeah.
sort of like you're not selling on Amazon, you're going to go out of business. So
Yeah.
anyway, I
Yeah.
don't know.
I mean, Walmart has funded the Chinese military just incredibly because all that money, all those companies that sell those Chinese products or manufacture them, they're all fronts for Chinese military. And all that money that dumb Americans spend at Walmart it gets funneled into funding the Chinese military. This is all true. But
That's the thing. Walmart, they spent this whole thing. I mean, I don't even remember, but when they first came on the scene, they were like, "Oh, we only sell American goods from American people and American
hmm
companies." They did that for like 2 years or something, and that was all their commercials. And then they stopped that, but they had put that in everybody's mind that they were an American company selling
hmm
American goods from American companies, and so people just said, "Oh, I'm buying American. I'm buying from Walmart," but they weren't.
I missed a couple comments here. Spring, your keyboard is louder than a Royal 7910 typewriter. Wow.
So I'm not typing on my typewriter. I'm
Well,
just sitting here. I'm just sitting here. So,
AD is just spreading hate and viscountness. That's all.
oh, he's pretty good.
MT85, I sent you 20, Morty. Well, thank you very much, MT85. Was it a super chat? I must have missed it, unless it was Ko-Fi, Cash App, or PayPal. So thank you very much, MT. Okay. Just go Surefire. Your life depends on that tool, and you're going to skimp. You're absolutely right, Mac Lobster. You're absolutely right. But the brand that I've been looking at the most, I forgot. I just went blank again. It sounds like Surefire, but it's not. It starts with an S. Not Olight. I think the Olight would be fine, but what's the hell's the Streamlight? Streamlight is the brand I look at the most. I consider the most, but right. Okay, it's like buying a tourist to save 75 over a Glock. Well, interesting point.
I think we can't buy Glocks in California anymore.
Can you believe that? Fucking Newsom, unbelievable. Next, it's going to be okay. Now we're going to ban. I'm going to ban Smith and Wesson. He just wants to ban. They all want to ban everything. That's the thing.
Well, here's the problem. I have to go across the city tomorrow, and it's going to be No King's Day. So I got to find the freeways that aren't going to have idiots, walking across them. So we'll see what happens.
In some counties in Florida, you're allowed just to drive through them. If they're stopping you and threatening you, just drive ahead. If they don't get out of the way, it's not your problem.
If there's a state where that's not allowed, it's California.
Yeah, I think I saw where in Florida they said if you're threatened and they're not letting you pass and they're congregating around your car threatening you, just drive ahead and fuck them.
Exactly. That's the way it should always.
And that's the way it should be. Yeah. Especially if you have a cement truck or something, that would really be extra good. But yeah,
I would. Is there a place I can rent? What do they call it? Steamroller?
Steamroller, fantastic. That'd be great. Yeah, drive down Wilshire Boulevard in the steamroller. Beautiful. Right.
Just trying to smooth out the street here.
That's right. Wow. Yeah, Streamlight is the brand I'm probably going to wind up buying. But I'll go ahead and look again at Surefire. But man, they're expensive. No King. Yeah, in Portland, No Kings is probably going to be a whole disaster here. What, it's tomorrow or this weekend? Or?
It's actually Saturday, yeah.
Saturday.
18th is a special day for them or whatever.
Unbelievable. No Kings. I mean, if anybody was a tyrant in America in the recent history, it was Obama. This guy was despot.
Exactly. No, I mean, we've been having this sort of imperial presidency debate since before Reagan even.
Sure.
I mean, FDR was an imperial president.
Correct.
Abraham Lincoln was an imperial
president.
Right.
That's right.
Wilson was an imperial. I mean, anytime you had a war, you had an imperial president, and the Senate and they whine about, oh, it's supposed to be a vote or something of the Senate or the Congress, and they don't really care. They just want to give they just after the fact they give them the okay. So
Yeah. Did you see that thing? Gavin Newsom was on some talk show on YouTube. I forgot the guy's name. He's a former Navy SEAL or special, what do you call it? Elite military group, Navy SEALs or Ranger or something like that. And at the end of the show, he gifted him a handgun, a Glock, or I think it was a Glock. And it's on YouTube. You can look at. And Gavin Newsom goes, "Oh, thank you very much." He says, I am a big Second Amendment supporter. I enjoy a good handgun, and something like that. Something idiotic, just lying his ass off. And then, of course, what happened was the follow-up story on that is the paperwork complications to get that shipped to his office there in California was so complicated that it turns out he never got the gun.
Silly.
Unbelievable, right? Anyway, yeah. The older Glocks were fine. It's the newer ones with the firing pin mechanism, whatever. Well, then Glock can just redesign it, like you say there. Yeah. California's fine. You're fantasizing out loud. No, I'm not. I lived there for 20 years. I know what the approved gun list is, and I remember things I wanted. You just can't buy. I couldn't buy. And what you can buy in any other state, but you couldn't get in California. It's just insane.
Now, a friend of mine, he's a big NRA member, and he's okay. I mean, he doesn't like the limitations in California, but he's so up on the laws that he knows exactly what he can get, and what he can get, he's happy with. He, obviously, he'd like to have other stuff, but he's very optimistic. He's very pro, this, and the good news is that at least in California, they have some pretty good lawyers. So anytime California does something to try to limit our gun rights, they're right on it, and it's within a year they usually get canceled. So this Glock,
Oregon has some incredible gun laws that have just been passed and will be going into effect beginning of next year, which the courts will, they're not going to take it to the courts to challenge it, but incredibly restrictive. And because the people who run Oregon are just insane, But Senator Kennedy said this will be the longest shutdown ever. And then Little Dave said here, no Orange Kings. I think Little Dave is a full-fledged Democrat Party liberal.
He's got an orange cat, though, so I think he likes orange some ways.
Yeah, I mean, Trump is the least imperial president we've ever had.
Well, I wouldn't say that.
He's an American president. He's doing.
Yeah, but he's using the executive orders. I mean, I don't disagree with him using them, but he's definitely acting like an imperial president. So
you think so?
He's not fascist. He's doing the executive orders, and then he's doing it perfectly legally. So he puts it there.
Right.
Congress is my feeling. The Congress is at fault because all they have to do is after each day that he puts in an executive order, they just have to go to Congress and pass a bill that says this can be done. But of course, they're a bunch of rhinos. They don't want to do that. So they're letting him hang out on a breeze, and then he does that. And then when the court says that's not right, he stops doing it. But then he goes to the next level, up to the Supreme Court. And a lot of the times it goes to the Supreme Court, he gets his way, but sometimes he doesn't. But he follows the law. He's not a fascist. He's not a dictator.
No, of course, no. I don't know.
But he is an imperial president. He is like George W. Bush, and he's like Reagan and Wilson and all those other guys. And I'm not a big fan of that necessarily, but at the same time, we need to go and counteract all the crap that's been done for the last, 8-12 years. So anyway, all the 40 million people that got let into the country illegally and all that. So
McLops, Morty, what do you have in your arsenal that you couldn't have in California? Well, I can tell you an exact example back from when I was in LA. I wanted to buy, let me remember the model number. I wanted to buy a Taurus Model 65, which is a 357 revolver. And I wanted the Model 65, which is a 4-inch revolver in stainless or blue. Now, I know the elite snobs in the show are going to be saying, a Taurus? Are you out of your mind? But anyway, I wanted that one, okay? Smith & Wesson was another 300, 400, 500, and I thought the Taurus, it was good, okay?
Good enough.
It's going to work. It's good, okay? Anyway, so I wanted the Taurus 65, And I looked at before I went to the gun store, I looked on the Attorney General's website in California, which has the approved gun list. Okay.
Oh God.
Now, get a load of this. This is 20 plus years ago. About this is the 90s. No, this was 20 years ago. Right. The Taurus 65, which is their 4-inch 357 revolver, blue or stainless, was not on the approved list. But the Taurus Model 66, their 6-inch revolver with adjustable sights, the 65 is fixed sights. The Model 66, 6-inch with adjustable sights, was on the approved list.
Was it too short a barrel or something? I understand that.
Anyway, so I did
Great.
buy the Taurus Model 66, 6-inch 357 with adjustable sights, but it's not the one I really wanted. I wanted the 4-inch, with the fixed sights. Anyway, now I don't remember if the Ruger GP 100 was on the list. I'm sure it would be, but I don't know what they do on the list. You have to keep looking at it, but it doesn't make any sense. It's the exact same item. The only difference is the barrel's 2 inches longer and the sights are different, but it's the same exact device. Exactly.
That's weird. I know they don't like short barrel shotguns because it sprays. Oh my God, someone might be slightly to the left or right of the person you're trying to kill, and so you don't want to do that to them. But short barreled, maybe they think it's going to be too easy to conceal.
Well, no, it's not a short barrel. 4 inches, standard revolver. I mean, I'm sure they have 2-inch and 3-inch revolvers on their list, but I haven't looked at it in 20 years. But
maybe they just forgot to put it on the list or something.
It's also up to the manufacturer to supply the item to the state, and they have to pay a fee for the state to put it through all kinds of bullshit testing for it to be approved. But the 66 is exactly the same thing as you know what I mean. Anyway,
those Californians, they have more money. They'll fork over for the.
It's unbelievable. And the tourist company might have said, "Fuck it, we're not going to give you money just to, Anyway, okay. Little Dave, I only have a shotgun and a handgun. Okay. Tylenol. Who's talking about Tylenol? Wow.
Oh well, okay. So I was talking. So someone mentioned Senator Kennedy, and very few people know. This is how sad our American public is.
Mm-hmm.
Senator Kennedy, he's got a lot of great quips on.
Oh, he's a brilliant guy. Yeah.
Anyway, I was bringing up Kennedy with my friends who I thought were, in the know, and they kept thinking I was talking about RFK. I said, no, it's Senator Kennedy. Oh, you mean RFK? Oh, and it's Tylenol.
Unbelievable.
Like, no.
Well, they only watch MSNBC maybe, and they have no idea.
Well, I think they watch Fox News, which is just as bad in my opinion.
John Kennedy's a senator from Louisiana. The guy is absolutely brilliant, and he's a real wit.
He's funny. Yeah, he is funny. Yeah, he's either funny or he has a good writers. Either way,
I think that's him. He just grew up that way. With that wit. Sense of humor. I mean, he's like a Mark Twain kind of.
Yeah, he could be a great governor. If Louisiana needs a new governor, he could be a governor of Louisiana.
He's extraordinary guy.
Yeah. So, but anyway, it's like I thought you guys knew things, and they didn't.
Wow.
God.
Some people saying no kings are the same people that were the most obedient to government during COVID. Yep. That's right.
Your truth is everlasting. That's for sure.
Right.
What kind of critter is that? What was that? Is that
untruth everlasting?
Yeah, I like that critter. It looks like a is that
a fox?
Is that a badger of some sort? Or?
Badger, maybe. Maybe that's who he is. Anyway, okay, McLobster. So you put blocks in and keep the 30-round springs in the closet, not each. What does that mean? It's because of the large mag. So you put blocks in and keep the 30-round springs.
Oh, I see. Yeah, you have your legal 10.
Oh, I got it. Right.
Swap that with a 30 when you need to.
Well, what they're doing in Oregon is they're going to the thing is they're going to outlaw any mags over 10 rounds, and if you're in possession of them, you're a felon. That's what what's supposed to be happening early next year, and of course that's just absolute insanity. Anyway.
You just have
I
to.
saw an interview. I saw a press conference clip of, or a speech, I mean, from the governor of New York who resigned from sex scandal, Cuomo. And he was doing his demagogue speech oratory. He's going, and he's like acting like Charlton Heston. He goes, "Why does anybody need more than 7 rounds in a gun? My God!"
Has
So
anybody seen any of the 40, 50 people hordes that descend upon a 7-Eleven or a
yeah.
jewelry store?
So what I
And
wanted to say to him, I'm sorry.
exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
If I were a reporter on TV, I would have said to him, "Okay, so how many rounds are your state police security guards carrying? We got to change their weapons to seven
Oh,
round magazines."
yeah, exactly.
I watch him fucking flip out. Well, that's not the same. I'm the governor. Well, so what? I'm a citizen. Fuck you. You know, unbelievable. People are sick,
So
sick pricks.
MT85, if he has nice property where he can have his own pistol range, that's great. A friend of mine in Colorado, a lot of the houses have basements, and he turned his basement into an air pistol range. Not quite as good as a real pistol range.
Mm,
That was kind of
hmm.
fun. So
What did you say? MT85 has his own firing range? Is that what
he
you said?
says he does. He says he does.
You mean in the backyard or in his
I
house?
don't know, pistol range. So you'd have to. I would assume you have a back like a
Holy
half an
shit.
acre or something like that. So that's good.
Wow.
The only problem with an outdoor pistol range is that the neighbors complain that you might, even if you're very careful and your bullets never go into their yard,
Hmm.
they get the vapors and they start going, oh.
Unbelievable. Well, that's those communities also where people complain that the neighbor is having a backyard barbecue and the smoke is, uh, you know, uh,
Oh God, yeah.
wafting into their backyard and they call the police. I've seen body cam videos like that. It's unbelievable.
Well, there was a really good shooting range that was really close to where I lived in Colorado, and they just kept getting, and there's more and more houses being built around the place.
Hmm.
And they just got so many complaints that they finally sold the place and the land. Of course, when they purchased the land back in, what it was, 50s or 60s, it was worth, a couple thousand. They probably sold it for $1 million or something like that and retired off their that. But that was good for them, but it was bad for the rest of us because we had to go further to get to a decent shooting range.
Yeah. Dr. Bob, Smith & Wesson only, Taurus is for punters. Well, Taurus 92 is absolutely proven excellent. Taurus, some revolvers are excellent. And the G3 series gets unbelievably good reviews, but Taurus does have not the best reputation for quality products. And I wouldn't recommend some Taurus products, but the 92 and the G3s, they seem to be just, the 92 is a Beretta. I mean, it's the same thing. But anyway, right. I would buy a Smith & Wesson. I think it's called the Combat Classic Model 66, I think. And I would buy that, but I'm only an EDM, not an EDMM, and I don't want to pay $9.99 for a revolver. But that would be the all-purpose one and done all-purpose revolver, the Combat Classic 66. I think that's what it's called. But maybe AD can send me $9.99 and I can buy one.
So MT85 has to make sure he doesn't let that pond get filled up with water at the wrong time of year, so that the enviro wackos claim it's a wetland and they have to control it.
Ah, right. AD. If I had a Breitling, it would be duct taped to the target. Wow. Vicious. Viscountness.
Oh, the Breitling. I don't know why people hate Breitling. I mean, it's
I don't know what's wrong with it. I mean, they look stupid, but nothing wrong with it.
they have the one that's pistachio colored, just gorgeous, but that's more of a dress watch than anything else.
I've had a Taurus 92. I sold it recently. I just decided. I mean, it was my favorite Taurus 92 in stainless. I mean, it's an absolute classic. I had that for the longest time, but I just felt like it's 1980s design, just like the 92 FS, and I just felt like it's heavy, all metal, and I just felt like and the grip is wide, and I thought maybe I should just get more modern. So I traded it in for something else, and but the 92 is absolutely top. Is a good choice.
You had an '80s gun. So you had a Miami Vice gun.
No. The Beretta 92 FS that
Oh,
came out in the 80s,
okay,
and the
yeah,
Taurus 92 was uh,
was that
Beretta
an
was in
homage? Was that a
Brazil
homage?
to manufacture in Brazil, and then their contract with the army military stuff supplying was finished, so they went back to Italy, but the factory was there. So a
Okay,
Brazilian company called Taurus bought the whole fucking factory, top to bottom, and they retained many of the workers who were there. So the next day, they're producing Taurus Model 92 on the Beretta equipment with the same
okay,
Beretta workers, and they made a couple design changes, which actually were an improvement,
interesting.
and I mean, and that's been around for 40 years now. It's
Wow. Okay.
but yeah. Anyway, okay. So what the heck do you shoot? Well, that's a super chat question, Chris. I can't answer that without a hefty super chat. Morty has company. What does that mean? You still you can still have fold. What the hell time is it? Oh fuck! Almost 2 hours now. Shit. Okay. You can still have folding stock shotguns in California. Okay. I shoot a lot of dirt on the other side of the target. Okay. They're obsessed with gun lengths, though. All right. Did someone say? All right.
I think I'm legal. I have a shotgun which has two barrels, one's shorter than the other. I
Oh
think that's
yeah, sure.
still valid.
One shorter than the other.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
And then well, yeah, you can. That's got like, and I also have two kinds of. I've got a standard stock, and I have a pistol
Hmm.
grip. So I don't know if that's legal. But
Right. Yeah, there was a Supreme Court ruling about suppressors and magazine bans, and didn't they just say those are all fucking dead in the water, and you can't restrict magazine capacity bans and suppressors anymore? Something like that.
yeah,
I
so
don't
I
know.
mean, I think
So
the
that
Glock
Oregon law is fucked. Then
that
yeah,
Glock
not gonna
thing
work.
isn't going to last long either in California.
Yeah.
That's going to be because actually the for whatever reason the California um, I guess it's Region 9, the what's it called? The appellate
So,
Region
yeah.
9, which
Yeah.
includes California and a bunch of other states. It's becoming a little more conservative over time because some of the older liberals are retired or died, and they got replaced. So they've actually made more useful. They're not as totally left wing as they used to be.
Right. Wow. I dug a pond and used the dirt from my berms, made them 12 feet. Holy shit. Wow. Pure luxury life there, man. That's incredible. I had a 2-inch Model 66. Is that what's called? I'd have to look up the website. Let me look this up because this is the revolver I would buy. Um, Let me look. Combat Classic. I think it's the 66. No.
Curly. That's crap.
Let me look this up here.
He should be. Yeah, I'm not going to say it. The person's name. I should not. He would make a good sports radio guy. He should stick to
Oh,
sports. He
uh,
shouldn't talk about watches or just.
yeah, it's the Model 66 Combat Magnum. That's what it's called. Uh, Retail 999. I would buy that in a second if I were an EDMM, not just an EDM. Model 66 Combat Magnum. It's the one and only revolver that you really need. Model 66 Combat Magnum. That's what I would get. Okay, catch up. All right, here. Let's see. Oh, look who's here. Spreading viscountness. He's chatting without making any super chats. Look at that. Okay. Let's see. Horus is like Horus, and High Point is Squale. Whatever. Okay. Um, what was that comment? Let me go back here. Uzi. I have no idea about any of that. Okay. Yeah, 80 Never Calling spent about 3 hours, 2.5 hours on over there, from what I saw, just looking at the show for a second. And I understand why he went on, but 2.5 hours, I haven't listened to the show. I recorded it while I was busy outside. I just set the record, but I'm not going to watch a 6.5 hour hate show. I mean, got a new Model 19 without the Hillary Hall. Fantastic. Yeah.
What's a Hillary
66.
Hall?
66 is a stainless steel Model 19. Oh, well, okay. Yeah, it's the 66 Combat Magnum. That's what I would get. 9.99. Uh, it's the one perfect revolver. That's all you need. Um, that's what I would get. I mean, 686, totally fine. Those Henry X44 are okay. A lot of gun talk here. Hmm. No, well, no, that would never work. Spring, he'd be fired the first day. No, come on. Oh, look at this. Get fucked, Morty. And you said that without even a super chat. Jesus, so ungrateful.
I thought Uzi wasn't an Anglo-Saxon.
I don't know. Okay.
Thought he was more SA than AS.
Hmm. Stay far away from. When is the last time you think Bill and Hillary actually had sex? I would say like 40 years ago, 30
Probably.
years ago, probably 40 years ago. I mean, Bill
Bill,
he's out there, raping everybody. He doesn't
the
want
real
Hillary.
people don't realize it, but Bill stopped looking good in a wig, so that's why Hillary got lost interest in him.
Mm-hmm. That blue dress he was wearing, right? Okay.
Exactly.
Um,
Didn't turn her on anymore.
Incredible. Well, yeah. I'm going to wrap it up in 5 or 10 minutes. It's been 2 hours so far.
Okay.
Very high IQ chat tonight. It's very, very good. I mean, a panelist tonight, and some really good chat. Uzi did just join, but on the chat there. But wow, very good.
Well, I guess the Dodgers swept the Brewers, and Seattle is ahead of the Blue Jays. If you're into the
No, I have
baseball.
no idea. Yeah. Well. Hmm. Yeah, one of the things about Bill with the desk under the desk sex was one of the stories that came out at the time was his secretary got him on the intercom and said, "Mr. President, Congressman so and so is on the line. He wants to talk to you right now." And he said,
Oh,
"Tell him I'll call him back." While he was getting serviced, Can you believe that? Talk about dereliction of duty. I mean, and being a disgusting pig. Doing it in the Oval Office. I mean, just
yeah, they used to
fucking
change the V for an R, so that was.
unbelievable. I mean, if you're going to do it, at least don't do it in the Oval Office.
There's 100
Anyway,
other rooms in that place.
I mean, you go to a hotel. I mean, go to another room. Unbelievable. Um, yeah. Okay. Right. Show your appreciation. Send a cash app. Morty doesn't do sports. No, I just don't follow sports. No, I would not. And he would not do that. He's not a fucking pig like Bill Clinton. A serial rapist. He's not, you know? Okay. I would have taken the call while getting serviced. Well, you can multitask. So that's good. You're a multitasker. When are you coming to PGH? I mean Pittsburgh? Me? It's not on my travel itinerary at the present time. Why the hostility toward Uzi? The better question. Ask Uzi why the hostility toward Morty. That's the question. The better question. Bill is a serial rapist. Count Fuckula. Right, exactly. Trump,
It's a
if
bad pun.
Trump was seeing other women, he would have I want to say the word dignity, but he would have the the savoir faire to not do it in the Oval Office. He would do it in a hotel, in his hotel room, or not in the White House. And I'm not condoning if he did that, but the fact is, it's nobody's business if someone's having an affair. But when you're the president, you don't do it in the Oval Office. I mean, it's just unbelievable. It's like stealing the furniture in the White House china on your last day of work.
Oh, who would do that? I don't think anybody would.
Exactly right. Loading it into your station wagon as you're leaving. Unbelievable. Just country trash. That's all they are, both of them. Yeah.
Well, that's funny because she came from Chicago, which is kind of a little more sophisticated, but I guess she got a little Arkansas in her by the time she got
Well, I mean, the Clintons, and Obama's trash too,
God.
and Big Mike, But, yeah, right. Okay, got it. Make a new lucha diner. Unbelievable.
So someone's accusing Uzi of using AI instead of real tape or whatever. So I think that's
Don't know. Trump is the most scrutinized man on the planet. It's absolutely correct. We would know if he was up to. Absolutely right. I mean, if they had anything on him, they wouldn't be manufacturing stuff to screw him. They would just reveal what they've got on him, like the facts, all the thousands of pages of correspondence and presidential forms that Tulsi Gabbard uncovered with Obama's name all over him behind the Russiagate thing. The guy is treasonous, guilty as hell. It's all documented in hundreds of pages. They don't have anything like that on Trump. They never did. They never will, if you ask me. But anyway, okay. I remember when Trump ran against Obama, and when Obama was giving a campaign speech, and he goes, Trump talks about bringing manufacturing back to America. How's he going to do that? Does he have a special kind of magic wand? Remember when he said that? Anybody? No, he's a brilliant man. That's how he's going to do it. He's not a Chicago pimp. Yeah, well, whatever. Anyway.
Well, I just saw there's this guy. He's called Asianometry. It's a YouTube channel, and he usually hypes up like Taiwan and all the stuff they're doing over there. And he tends to be down on the United States, not because he's anti-U.S., but because he kind of wants U.S. to get off its stuff and start doing better. And he's actually, for the first time, he had a video on how this semiconductor thing is taking off in America. They're building this huge facility in Arizona, and he was like, I don't know if it's taking longer than they thought, and blah blah blah. But this last video, he's like, wait, they're actually doing stuff. They're getting things done. So, and I work for a company that makes computer chips, so we're part of that whole effort. So, so we're going to get some business from that, hopefully. So that'll be good for all Americans.
That's great. Yeah. McLobster, Trump's been involved in 4,000 lawsuits. You're saying he's an angel? 4,000 lawsuits? How many of those have been reversed and thrown out on
he's a builder. You got NIMBYs. He has to deal with NIMBYs, and he's got to deal with he was a Democrat in New York, not because he wanted to be, but because he had to be in order to get contracts, right?
Yes, that makes sense. I mean, he's doing business.
Business, exactly.
He's not rubbing people out when he does quote business. He's doing business.
Well, here's something else too. The thing I like when all is said and done, I think that Trump really cares about America as America, and I think he really cared about Atlantic City, and he saw that it was going in decline. He wanted to bring greatness back to Atlantic City, so he built the Taj Mahal there, and he was really hoping that it would take off. And it didn't, because people are idiots and they just wanted to go to the closest Indian casino instead of going to Atlantic City, right? And then it collapsed. Now, what do people say? They say, Trump's an idiot. He built this casino in Atlantic City. He didn't do it because he was trying to make a lot of money. He wanted to bring the greatness back to Atlantic City. And people just decided we're going to go to Connecticut instead and give money to the Indians. So that's what happened. So he had hope. He had, he cared, but it backfired. So, but it wasn't his fault. He tried to build that there, and I imagine it was successful for several years, and then eventually, it withered away. But I mean, to me, that's like somebody who cares about America and wants America to succeed. And there's a whole bunch of other people like BlackRock and Blackstone and black magic and all those idiots who would have said, no, I'm not going to go to Atlantic City. I've done all the analysis. I've done all the, the spreadsheets, and the Indian casinos are going to take it all. So instead, I'm going to buy all this property in all these suburbs, and I'm going to rent it out to people. And so they won't be able to afford houses anymore. That's what I'm going to do, because I don't give a F about America. I just care about my money.
Right,
So
right.
he didn't do that. Trump
Yeah.
didn't do that. So
Guy Gadwa, he said himself he's never making it to heaven. Well, who? I mean, I think that just shows him being humble,
modesty, exactly.
modest. Yeah. I mean, how can anyone say I'm definitely going to heaven? How can anyone say that?
Well, there's a few
Anyone?
people.
How can anyone say that?
Well, there's the born again Christians who claim that, but
Well, yeah, right. Okay. Yeah.
they're idiots. Trust me, they're idiots.
I mean,
he was surrounded by those people, and they're idiots.
Yeah. Well,
I was at an engineering school. Okay, I was in engineering school, and they had this guy named Dwayne Gish trying to prove to us that young Earth creationism, the Earth was created 6,000 years ago.
Right.
And all these engineers were there. All these Christian engineers were there, and they're like eating it up. Oh my God, he's got all these great arguments why the Earth's only 6,000 years old. These are people that are getting degrees in electrical engineering, chemical engineering, mechanical engineering.
Right.
But they're also born again Christians, so that part of their brain has been turned into jello or something.
Yeah, there's a guy in Texas. I forgot the name of the town in Texas. Real rural dipshit, out of nowhere town, and he's got a museum called the Museum of Creation Science Museum.
Oh,
I saw him on the Trinity Broadcast Channel and stuff, and he has a PhD in geology or something, which he gave himself. He has his own. He had his own diploma mill.
Yeah, he's famous.
P.O. Box College, and then he awarded himself
famous.
a PhD. And which is just so he's a total fraud, and he does shows. If he's still around on YouTube, he probably is. He's done tons of shows about creationism, not and he's speaking as a PhD geologist or whatever, which of course he's not. And the guy is just a lunatic, insane guy, and he's not going to heaven, even though he's Trinity Broadcasting kind of Paul Crouch and his goofy wife, they're not going to heaven. I mean, I can't tell you one way or not who's going to heaven, but if anyone's not going, it's those two con artists, and Paul Crouch got exposed as a closeted homosexual with one of his staffers, who sued the shit out of him, and he paid him off. All these people.
So this is the guy. Answers in Genesis is the guy, and he always loses debates. Every debate the only debate he ever won was against that idiot Bill Nye, the science guy, because Bill Nye he's just an equal idiot. But on the other side,
that guy's an idiot too, right? Yeah.
Idiot versus idiot.
The guy's a libtarded idiot, right?
Yeah. That's good. I loved it.
AD, I'm going to heaven. I'm a fuck. That's the way that'll get you to heaven. Say you're an effing Christian. That'll help you, right? Unbelievable. Yeah.
No, this guy used to lose all the. There was a big thing. I was probably like 15 or almost 20 years ago now, that the biggest topic on the internet on YouTube was creation versus evolution debates.
Yeah.
And the evolution people just wiped the floor with the creationist people.
Well, but you're not going to change their minds because they're delusional.
Yeah, but you have all the people in the middle, right? So they were doing, because there was people that were people, evolutionists, who basically said, you shouldn't give these people a time of day. You're just giving them a platform, blah, 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 right? But they say, oh, no, there's a bunch of idiots out there, and we want to spread the good news. And we're not just going to say we're right, they're wrong. We're going to teach them about evolution. We're going to teach them about, genetics and all the other stuff. And so you actually got learning. It wasn't just, oh, those guys are idiots. It was learn this about how the DNA works, and and different effects and all that. So people learn things.
Well,
Anyway.
All I can say is Joel Osteen, people go to his church and give him all their money, people like that. And you just can't communicate with some people. You just can't communicate with. They're just going to believe what they believe. As mind controlled as they've become,
Yeah, Joel Osteen's a different kind of character. Instead of being like hyper Christian and everything in the Bible has to be 100% correct, he's the other way around. Whatever makes you money. If
Whatever
you can
makes
make
money.
and
Right.
give me some of it, then I love you, and you're going
That's
ahead of me.
right. Well, there was that guy from New York, Reverend Ike, back in the 60s and 70s, and he was a Harlem-based preacher with the Rolls Royce and the fancy suits and all that. And he said, "Money is not the root of all evil." What did he say? Oh, if money is the root of all evil, I say, give me more root.
Well, there was a guy, and I think
He
he's
was
still
honest
around.
about it, at least. Yeah.
There was a guy. His name is Creflo Dollar. His
Oh,
last name.
I've seen him. Yeah.
God, I mean, talk about being obvious.
He's another, EDMM preacher kind of guy. Yeah. They're all
Oh,
fake. Yeah.
there
Right.
was there was this there were, um, there's this one guy who like punches people in the forehead and the
Oh,
mouth.
Benny Hinn.
Okay, so there was a guy who was sort of like one of his disciples, and he started his own church.
Hmm.
And I remember tuning into him just for a few minutes, and he had this little cardboard thing of a church, really kind of like a child would have made of a church on a table. And he said,
Hmm.
"I'm going to make this one day." And he was just a silly guy, right? So, but 20 years later, I see him and his church. He has this monstrous church with a big parking lot and all these cars in there and stuff.
It's amazing. There's never an end of gullible people out there to rip off.
He was able to convince a lot of people to give him fork over their cash to build that huge church. It was
Right.
great.
Okay, well, it's been 2 hours and 15, but there's 32 people watching, and I feel terrible if I leave the show. So I have an option for the audience. Let me know. I can sign off for the show for the night and come back. That would be option one. Option two is I could sign off and come back later. And option three is I can keep the show on. Spring can, whatever, take off and relax, and take care of business, and just play clips for 20 minutes, half hour, and then come back. Yeah. But I think option one works the best there. So.
I'm gonna have to take off anyway.
Yeah, right.
I gotta get up early so I can drive to the other side of town before the No
Right.
Kings people line up.
Oh, no Kings, Jesus. Okay, well, thank you very much, Spring, for being on the panel tonight.
Talk to you later.
Fantastic.
Good night,
Thank you,
everybody.
Spring. All right, good night. And this is a last minute for channel support for any of the I'm going to vulturize the audience from Watch Nicholas channel and all the other channels. All the high rollers out there, here's your chance to send Morty 99 cents so I can, cash in big time. Unbelievable. AD Never Calling, $1.99. Thank you very much, AD, for the channel support. Play classical music for an hour and then come back. Wow. I don't know. I've got over 2,000 shows. All of a sudden, I'm a vulture. I got 2,000 shows in the inventory, in the video library. But now I'm a vulture. It's just incredible. So I'm going to wrap up the show. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching the show tonight. And remember, if you like to support the channel, Cash App, PayPal, Ko-Fi, Super Chat, Super Thank. It's all in the description section. And good night, everyone. See you next time. Oh, Mac Lobster, $2 Super Chat. Even though I bought a Taurus, he's giving me a $2 Super Chat. Thank you very much. 36.75 pesos. Fantastic. Thank you, Mac Lobster.